bit easier, but it's real fast. Everything is moving, and it's getting us in pretty good shape.
Get the latest on the Falcons online at 929thegame.com. The Braves have tonight off after a 6-game West Coast road trip. Atlanta fell 2-1 to the Angels on Friday night. Brian Snitker talked about a solid outing from Jaime Garcia that came up short.
Get the ball down and in a strike zone. He just walks her way down. And, you know, something happens. If he loses a batter, he gets a double play ball. Kind of what you expect out of him and what I expect out of him. So it's just been more consistent and throwing the ball really well.
The Braves head to Cincinnati Friday night for a weekend series. Mike Fultonevich takes the mound against Bronson Arroyo. First pitch at 7:10. With updates every 20 minutes, I'm Jason Marks from the Kia Studios on your home for Atlanta United's match with Vancouver. Kickoff Saturday at 5:30. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Atlanta Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
June 22nd is the NBA Draft, and with the stakes raised, there's a lot of questions for our Hawks.
Gotta get this paper and never worry about a hater. Cause we grind now, play later, face it.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. Yes, sir.
You're beautiful.
Stu style. All right, so Wendy and Lisa, you singing. Who's this?
This is Nelly Furtado.
Ah, the great Nelly Furtado. I know of her work. Kind of, sort of.
Love her voice.
I like her. So right now, the Golden State Warriors are up on the Cleveland Cavaliers 53-45. They're still in the second period of the game. I'm going to grab some calls here in a second. You can text me or call the show on the Solomon Brothers Diamond text line at 404-741-0929. Quick little Braves talk. Eric Young Jr. hit his first Major League homer since 2014. And it was a very timely one for the Los Angeles Angels on last night. In a tie-breaking solo shot in the 8th inning to beat the Atlanta Braves 2-1. The Braves opened the scoring in the second with Matt Kemp homered. For Kemp, it was number 10 of the season and number 250 of his career. Shouts out to Matt Kemp. I was very excited when we found out that we got Matt Kemp on the squad here. It remained a 1-0 game into the bottom of the 7th when the Angels tied it with an odd offensive inning. After 2 infield singles, the Angels had runners on first and second when Shane Robinson hit a chopper to third baseman Ruiz. After 2 infield singles, once again, Shane Robinson hit a shot to Ruiz. Jaime Garcia went 7 innings for the Braves, allowing 1 unearned run, 5 hits, and 3 walks. He also allowed only 1 earned run in 21 2/3 innings during his last 3 starts, so he's been playing great over the last couple of games. The Braves, Matt Adams, was out of the lineup with a sore left knee. Brian Snitker said it happened during Tuesday's game, and Adams woke Wednesday with a little bit of soreness. He's expected back after only 1 game. We got Brandon Phillips last night back in the lineup after missing a couple of games as well. So this Friday, the Braves have a series against the Cincinnati Reds, I believe it is. Yeah, Mike Fultonevich is going to be on the mound for the Braves. Right now, the Braves in the National League East are in 3rd place, I believe. Yes, they're in 3rd place right now. 10.5 games out of first. Bartolo Colon struggling. Got to be some decisions made about Bartolo Colon and what he's doing right now. This Joker's got an ERA of 7. Braves pitchers have been up and down throughout this season thus far. But Bartolo Colon is so old. How old is he? And I'm sure they've said how old he is. He has to have been playing baseball for the last 75 years. I'm pretty sure.
He is 44, my friend.
Bartolo Colon kind of reminds me, remember when we had Fred McGriff here in Atlanta? Fred McGriff played the game, and it was Julio. What was his name? And I hate to try to remember a name like this, and I've taken a lot of hits to the head. Julio Franco. Remember Julio Franco played for the Braves and played in baseball, Major League Baseball, for a long, long time, up in his late 40s, I believe. And Bartolo Colon, when I saw that he had signed with the Braves, I was like, what? Bartolo Colon still playing? Had a couple of good outings, but has struggled a couple, obviously with an ERA of 7. So we'll see what happens with the Braves. Hopefully soon. I heard today coming up here that Adonis Garcia is getting some work in, with the minor league team, the Gwinnett Braves. And so hopefully we'll get him back soon from injury. He's been out. Freddie Freeman's been out. Freddie Freeman's going to be out a long, amount of time from the injury that he sustained a couple of, days ago as well. So, I mean, we're not out of this thing, 10.5 games out of first place. But this wasn't a year that was expected to be one of those years where we would contend for a pennant. I don't believe in most Braves fans' minds, with the change, with a bunch of new players coming in, with the new manager and Snicker coming in as well. So I'd say right now, I give them a C plus, maybe even, as far as production and what they're doing on the field right now. Once again, the number to the show is 404-741-0929. Let me grab a call. Let's take Penn from D.C., because I know he's calling from D.C. for real. He ain't just playing. He from D.C. This is my folk. Penn, what up, dog? How you doing, bruh?
Dog, what's going on, dog? I'm listening to you, dog, on radio.com, driving out of D.C., bro, going to a house party. What's popping on the radio, dog?
Man, your boy is back, at least for a couple of days. Thank you for calling. Thank you for listening, man.
Dog, I was on your page, and I saw you were going to be doing some stuff, so I said, let me check it out. But, dog, this is what I'm calling about. Why in the world? I heard you talking about the Falcons. I've been checking you out for a minute. I heard you talking about the Falcons. Why do you Atlanta Falcons fans get so excited? It's like going out with a real fine girl for the first time, and she's so fine. You're excited, but then you can't deliver.
Yeah.
But you got yourself so worked up. Dog, it's just like the daggone Washington Capitals. Every year they get us all excited up here, and guess what? Nothing.
Right. Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, I tell you what, as I said to the caller earlier, Shep, I think you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, right?
Who?
Huh? Yeah. These Cowboy fans are feeling themselves. They smelling themselves. The Dallas Cowboys are relevant for the first time in I don't know how long, and now they coming all out the woodwork criticizing the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, relevant for right now. Let's see what Dak Prescott can do in year 2. Sophomore year's always the toughest year.
Right. And now listen, I like Dak. I think he had a phenomenal year. I actually would have gave him the MVP last year. I probably would have gave him number 2 for the MVP. Matt Ryan obviously had a phenomenal year. But you Cowboy fans need to slow down. You haven't been relevant for a very, very long time. Even with Tony Romo, for the most part, y'all sucked. And I'm holding 2 thumbs down to the ground. Y'all absolutely sucked. And now I'm getting all of these Cowboy fans coming out of the woodwork on this Thursday night, this Throwback Thursday, talking about the Dallas Cowboys and the Falcons this, the Falcons that. I tell you what, the Atlanta Falcons, man, got way more possibility of making it deep into the playoffs and back to a Super Bowl this year than the Dallas Cowboys. I said it. You got to remember, Wendy and Lisa just talked about it. The sophomore slump with Dak Prescott. Maybe he'll come back to life, back to reality a little bit this year. At some point, they're going to figure out a way to stack the box, I guess, on Ezekiel Elliott. The Falcons are very well balanced, man, across the board. The running game, the wide receivers, even, some of the secondary and thirdary wide receivers that we have on this team. Defense playing phenomenal. I like the Tack McKinley kid. Paired up with Vic Beasley. Great defense players, great young players, man. Hey, I'm feeling the Falcons, man. I'm liking what the Falcons do, and I said that earlier. LSU Harris from Fairburn. LSU Harris, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What you want to get into?
What's up, Dougie?
What's up, LSU? How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing outstanding. I'm just happy that 92.9 gave you an opportunity to do your thing, sounding real good. The show is good, but I'm just wanting to let everybody know that I'm with the Falcons. I think they can do it. They got that new stadium. They got to come with it, And best of all, you know, when it's football downtown, they got to come to the tailgate.
Yeah. One thing we do is we tailgate around here. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. We tailgate big down here. Atlanta tailgates are different than tailgates anyplace else. Like, we have our own culture of tailgates. Like, usually there's a DJ that's accompanying said tailgating party, mass food, mass alcohol, and just a good time. People dancing in the streets, and it's usually a good time. And when the team is winning, man, it's so much better. So much better. From the Solomon Brothers text line, welcome back, Stu. Good to hear you on the radio. Started listening to you all back in 2005. I can tell this will be the best sports talk show, just like it was back in the day. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. He says, another texture on the text line. I don't call my son a bastard to be mean or anything. He's really a B word. I still ain't married to his mother, but I'm praying for respect. What are you talking about, sir? I got to realize that I'm doing radio at night, and there's a full moon out there, so sometimes we're going to get a couple of cats that are off the chain. From unnamed as well, my man Michael, it looks like his name is, says, appreciate you keeping that bull off Atlanta Airways, man, and us Falcons fans are ride or died. Michael, thank you, Michael. Nah, we ain't having that, man. We straight shooting fools on the radio call up here talking about some Dallas Cowboys, and when we're talking about the Atlanta Falcons here, this is the home for the Atlanta Falcons, 92.9 The Game. And so definitely we're not trying to hear no Dallas Cowboy talk. The thing and listen, kudos to the Dallas Cowboys for creating an incredible brand. Hank Schramm started that whole America's team thing. But the thing about Dallas Cowboys that really get under my skin and most football fans' skin is Dallas swear that they doo-doo don't stink. You understand what I'm saying? And I did say doo-doo stink on 92.9. They act like that they're God's gift to the football world when they have been horrible under Tony Romo over the last, 10, 12 years. And now that they have a little bit of success, the Dallas Cowboys are back and they're going to dominate. Thought you were going to get to the Super Bowl this year, but such was not the case. Such was not the case. Wendy and Lisa, I got to ask you, was this not the quickest 3 hours and 13 minutes that you've worked in a while? I mean,
it's flown, man.
Come on now. Give your boy a little love.
The energy's great.
It's great. I am having a fantastic time. Once again, shouts out to everybody here at 92.9 The Game or 92.9 The Game. I got to get that right as well. Showing me a lot of love, man. I mentioned the program director, the big man, Terry Fox, Sean Thompson, and everybody, Wendy. Tomorrow night, as a matter of fact, we're doing the show again tomorrow. We got 2 days booked. So tomorrow night, my producer is going to be, if you listen to my show online, is Waterhead Walter. And I'm probably going to give him a new name because we're in a new place. But he's been working here at the station for a while, and somehow, some way, we've connected again. So he'll actually be producing the show tomorrow night.
Awesome.
Him and my man, Jason Marks.
Isn't it funny that you have to have two guys that can do the job of one woman? Hey!
Yeah! Go, ladies!
I'm just going to go on with my bad self over here.
Yeah. And so, Wendy and Lisa.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to when this thing is full time and when this consummated. I'm looking forward to Woman Wednesday. You're going to love Woman Wednesday. I mean, nobody else on radio gives ladies their own day in sports talk radio. Your boy, your folk, Doug Stewart gives ladies their own day, Woman Wednesday. Now, it's a long controversy on how we came up with Woman Wednesday. They wanted to boycott me because they thought I was a chauvinist, but that's not the case.
Well, that's in the past, so let's start anew.
Right. This is a new Woman Wednesday. I can't wait. All right. Back in about 4 or 5 minutes, you're listening to Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. To be
Gotta get this paper and never worry about a hater. Cause we grind now, play later. Face it, a nigga paper chasing. You see, I'm grinding.